Good morning and welcome to Empowering Ugandan Women, Empowering Ugandans, here with Winnie Kitaka at the Uganda Youth Collective. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. And today I'm going to I'm going to let you sample or preview my soon coming book written with one other Richard Kiyimba. The book is titled Ugandan and Proud, and today I'm going to let you sample what the book is like by reading to you chapter 1 of the soon to be launched expected book Ugandan and Proud. And I'm going to read to you chapter 1 of the book, and I want you to let me know by commenting and letting me know what you think. So here we go. Ugandan and Proud by Winnie Kitaka and Richard Kiyimba. Chapter 1, Introduction. Ghana's first Prime Minister, Kwame Nkrumah, said, "I am not African because I was born in Africa. I am African because Africa was born in me." Being African is not only about the country you were born or raised in, but it is also about the culture, the land, the ways of the people, the history, and the strength that run through our veins. Being African is about what we are as much as who we are, wherever we live. It was the day before the introduction of an entry visa to the United Kingdom when we, Richard aged 4 and Winnie aged 8 years, arrived in the UK. On announcing to the family and friends back home in Uganda of our impending immigration to the United Kingdom, we were told fairy tale stories of what to expect about the flight and also what awaited us on arrival in the United Kingdom. The stories made England sound like a paradise. One such story told by an elderly cousin was that there was no soil in London and that it was clean and spotless. As children, this story and many like it that were told to us were believed, and the excitement to get to this wonderful country was almost unbearable. The truth was somewhat different than the stories. Throughout our childhood, primary, secondary, and university education, it became clear the fairy tale did not match the reality. Our mother, Mama Winnie, unlike many Ugandan parents who did everything they could to ensure that their children looked and behaved British, only spoke to us in Luganda, the language of our people. We attended traditional Ugandan events such as marriage introductions, ceremonies, and she cooked Ugandan food. When Mama Winnie's friends advised her to give her children more freedom and reminded her often that children in the United Kingdom had rights, she would respond, "I am not going to raise my children as though I'll be auctioning them at a market." It is Mama Winnie's strong convictions in raising her children as Ugandans rather than British that birthed our passion and pride for the nation of Uganda. As with most of the Ugandan parents who brought up their families to the United Kingdom to give them an opportunity of a better life, the typical immigrant narrative held true. Buckle down and work hard. The children go to school, get a good education, become lawyers or doctors, and send money back home to help relatives. Almost every Ugandan can relate to that, as it was a common theme for those growing up in London. What wasn't expected, however, was how the host country's culture differences would adversely impact on young Ugandans growing up in Britain. This question was ignored to some extent because, firstly, our parents thought we would figure things out on our own. And secondly, they forgot how important teaching a child about his or her culture was, especially in a country like Britain with its westernized culture. This is why today you will find many young Ugandans struggling with their identity. They have constructed a hybrid culture that includes a bit of every culture that has influenced them growing up, while others have completely stopped identifying themselves as Ugandans. This identity struggle that we saw in Ugandan children living in Britain, as well as how they were affecting them in their day-to-day lives, made us realize that this elephant in the room needed to be addressed. We decided the best way to do this was to write this book. This book will explore these issues and ask questions such as, how did we underestimate the extent to which culture plays in young people's lives? It will discuss how we can hold on to our heritage and teach the same to our children. This book will address why many young Ugandans distance themselves from the other Ugandans and discuss practical ways in which Ugandans can maintain a proud cultural identity while successfully negotiating, living and working in a multicultural society such as Britain. Through this book, we will seek to encourage Ugandans to embrace their heritage and be proud of who they are. Our aim is simple. We want to reach out to young people and encourage parents to carry on our traditions and pass down our inherent Ugandan knowledge. We want to affirm Ugandan pride. That's the end of chapter 1. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, today, what did you think? This book will be launched by the grace of God before the end of this year, and it's going to coincide with our campaign right now. Our campaign and hashtag is Ugandans Can. We are seeking to improve and to build the reputation of Ugandans across the world. We are looking to raise and showcase and alert or show young Ugandans, both in a diaspora and back home, raise role models that are young people, that young children from the age of nursery and primary school, secondary school, universities, that they will have role models that they almost say reachable role models. And that's what we're going to be doing starting now and throughout the year 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me today. I'll be back tomorrow yet with another topic as we continue to empower Ugandans. This is Winnie Kitaka, empowering Ugandan women and men for the Uganda Youth Collective. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in tomorrow.